Yeah,
It's mass configuration push list to IPAM, right?
no, you have to configure
Okay.
from here. So basically what you have over here, let me see what you have in the Austin. So Austin is not set, right? So can you go back to the lab and check where on which object, because I'm not too sure whether they do it at the server or whether they do it at the scope to enable this. So basically, for example, right? If I want whatever range under Austin, I think should be Austin. You can right click on Austin. You can do edit, right? And when you do edit, you can go to the advanced property here, or right, and then you can actually do push to IPAM and do a set,
Okay.
and then after that you can turn on. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Then when you turn on this thing, only one. Okay, that's all you need, right? Then after that, you want to use the FUD. I'm not too sure the lab ask you to set that or not, but this is not important. Yeah,
Yes,
then
yes.
you click on OK. So now you can try to release and renew again, see whether they will update.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Club.
Yeah. And let me know, okay, the result. Yeah, if you still have problem, then we look into it again, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, I think we're going to start now, everyone. Okay, again, another very good morning to everyone, right? So,
Thank you, Mr. Club.
morning. We're going to actually, I'm going to walk you through again what we're going to do today and what we have done yesterday. Now, yesterday we have covered DHCP, right? So, for you to configure DHCP using Solid Server, right? Using the Solid Server as a management server, right? Yeah. So you're going to use the DHCP object model, right? Now, the DHCP object model for configuring the DHCP service is you have the server, so you have to enroll the server. After enroll the server, you must have a scope, right? The scope define the network address that will be used for DHCP, right? So if the DHCP server is going to assign IP address to multiple network, right? Like multiple subnet, then you have to create multiple scope. For example, you create one scope for 10.1. You create another scope for 10.2. You create another scope for 10.3 because these are three different subnet. And the DHCP is going to offer IP to these three different subnet. So you create the scope, defining the network where you're going to offer the IP, right? Then within the scope, you're going to create the range. So the range will be the range of IP under the scope that will be dynamically offered to the client. So that is where the DHCP server will offer IP now when the client discover the IP. Okay? Yeah, so you must have a range under the scope in order for the DHCP server to offer the range of IP to the DHCP client. Right? Yeah. Right? And then under the range, you will see what are the IP address listed by the client. Right? So that is the main architecture object hierarchical structure for DHCP. Right? Now, and also I did mention or in the training we did mention the best practice for you to manage DHCP is to integrate IPAM and DHCP. So if you have integrate IPAM and DHCP, right, you will manage the DHCP scope and range from IPAM, right? so that when you go to IPAM create a subnet, they will automatically create the scope in DHCP, right? And when you go to the subnet, create a pool in IPAM, right? Then they will automatically create the range. Are you clear? And also, when you want to create a static with IP, right? So it means that you want to reserve an IP address in DHCP for a specific client MAC address. Then again, you should do it also from IPAM. So you go to the IPAM IP addresses and you assign the IP address with a MAC address, right? And turn on the replication, right? Yeah. Turn on the replication to DHCP, so that the IP address that you assign with the MAC address will be replicated to DHCP as a static with IP, right? So again, those are what we have talked about, right? So that's why you turn on the replication, right? And you manage everything from IPAM. Another integration you should normally set is integrate from DHCP to IPAM. Just like the question just now. Whenever the DHCP server lists the IP, the list will be automatically replicated to IPAM, and you will see the IP address in use. Is okay? Yeah. With the additional information that about the client, like the host name, like the MAC address, right? Like the list time, right? And the expiry time. Yeah. All this information you also can see in IPAM if you have integrate DHCP to IPAM. So the list will be replicated to IPAM, right? Okay, good. Now, and also we also talk about DHCP option. So you always have to know that using DHCP, you are not only listing the IP address, subnet mask to the client. Other network configuration can also be offered to the client from the DHCP server. So you can also offer the router IP. You can also offer the name server IP. You can also offer the domain name. All these things, right, can be part of the information that will be leased to the client. So if you want those information to be leased to the client, right? Then you must configure the DHCP option, right? So you can configure DHCP option at the server level, at the DHCP server level. It will be inherit to the scope, right? And in turn from the scope, it will be inherit to the range. Is it okay? Right? So you can configure the DHCP option, and the option can be inherited. Are you clear with that? Right? Yeah. Fine. And basically that's what we are covering, right? For the DHCP. Fine. We also cover a little bit about import export, right? So you know that in efficient IP, you can do a export a report. So if you go to any listing page, right? You go to the DHCP server listing page, or you go to the zone listing page, you go to the range listing page, does not matter. You go to one of the listing page, you can export, right? So you can export the listing, right, of the object you want. You can export the listing of the object you want, right? So that you will get a tabulated report, or columns and rows in the format you want, in a PDF format or in a HTML format. Is that okay? So you will be able to generate the export report. right? Now, not only you can export, okay, also you will be able to export the management database, or you are able to export the object from the management database to a CSV file, right? So the main purpose for you to export the management database object to a CSV file is for you to perform re-import, right? So that's why same thing. You can go to all the different listing page, right? Where you want to update the object, where you want to add new object, then you can perform an export, right? Perform the export with a CSV format. Then you will be able to edit the CSV file, and then you can use that CSV file for re-import, right? So that is a flexibility that you can use for the export, right? Yeah. Okay. And also yesterday we have actually seen the import for the IPAM, right? Today we're going to look at import for DNS. No different actually. No different. It's the same. Oh, yeah. So we're going to talk about import to DNS. Actually, there's an import for DHCP. Yes. I think they remove it because might not be too useful. Yeah, but you can perform import at the DHCP. At the DHCP scope, DHCP range, you can. Okay, that, right? Yeah. Now, after that, we're going to talk about system administration. How you manage the administrative user and how you do delegation, right? Assign permission. How you perform backup restore, how you set up HAPay, management HAPay, and how you do software upgrade. Right, so today's topic is only on system administration, solid server system administration. Okay, then? Okay, good. So now we're going to move on to import export. Okay, now we're going to talk about import to DNS. A lot of slide for this is the same as what we have talked about yesterday. It's exactly the same. Because it's the same way you import. Right? Yeah. Okay, now here is to show you you will be able to import to DNS using other vendor DNS server backup. So you can see QIP, Vital QIP. Is it okay? So this is a Vital QIP backup, which is one of the DNS vendor. So if you do have a Vital QIP backup and you want to migrate it to Efficient IP, you will be able to import their backup. Okay, so this is the Vital QIP. I think last time is Nokia. So now, last time is Lucent product. Yeah, Alcatel Lucent product. Now I think is Nokia take over the Vital QIP. Oh, yeah. So if you have those backup if you want to migrate to Efficient IP, you can import. Backup and import. If you have the bind engine backup, because you might be using bind, right? Yeah, but the bind is not in Efficient IP, the existing Linux server. So if you have the bind engine backup, you can also take the bind engine backup to import to solid server. Okay, or you can also import from the CSV file. So if you can manage to export your DNS record to a CSV file from other vendor DNS server, you can use that CSV file for importing to Efficient IP. So they also allow you to import using CSV. for zone, for resource record. Okay, normally it's the resource record, right? Because you have millions of, you might have thousands or millions of resource record. So commonly, right, you can import it. Okay, good. Now, the process of importing using the CSV file is the same as what we talked about in IPAM. So here is just a quick revision. Normally we perform the export first so that we get the CSV file, right? So we export the existing resource record, right? Yeah, into a CSV file so that we have the format, so that we have the CSV with the format. Right? Then after that, we edit the CSV file and then do a re-import. Okay? So here is an example. You go to the zone, you go to one of the DNS zone, unisiv.org. You are now at the resource record listing page. You are now at the resource record listing page of the unisiv.org. So these are the current resource record, right? With the different type. So you can perform an export. Right? So when you perform an export, you get the export wizard, right? These are the things that we have talked about yesterday, right? Although I don't really talk about the template, I didn't talk about the template, but if you want, you can create a template so that you don't have to redefine the field, you don't have to redefine the column again and again. So you can pick the column you want, save it as a template. So next time when you come and perform the export, right? Yeah. You will be able to use the save template. Then you don't have to pick the column again. So they will use those column that you save in the template, right? As a selected column. Okay. Yeah. So there's a template. You can use it. You can just go and create a new template and then save it. Oh. So yeah, the delimiter for the CSV file, separating the field, separating the value, and then it should be for re-import because the purpose for this is you want to export it, edit the CSV, and you use the CSV for re-import, right? And then of course, you can pick the column you want, right? So those are the required column for you to import the resource record. So you can see the partial name is required. The zone name is required. The resource record type is required. And then, of course, the resource record value. Are you clear? Yeah. So make sure you pick the column that are required for the re-import. Fine? Yeah. Okay, good. So once you have exported, you can see this is an example for the CSV file. Or if you view it in Excel, if you view it in a spreadsheet, okay, you will be able to see as a row and column. So these are the column that you have exported, right? And this and each of the row is actually a resource record. Each row is a resource record. So these are the A record. This is the host name. This is the domain name, and this is the IP address, right? For the MX record, there is no short name, right? There is only value 1, value 2. Value 1 is the preference. Value 2 is actually the mail server address, right? Yeah. Oh, and of course the SOA, the name server, right? Okay, so now you will be able to because you have the CSV now, something like you have the template now for import. Now you can modify the template, or you can add new record, or you can edit existing record. Okay, so they are adding new record with this. They are adding new A record with this new name and the IP address. And then they add a new MX record that is 20 and mail server 2. Oh, yeah. So this will be the CSV file format in ASCII, the CSV file format in ASCII. Oh, text format. Okay, fine. Then you will go back to the zone. You will go back to the zone under the resource record listing page. You perform the import. This is the import icon. This is the export icon. This is the import icon. Right? and then you pick the CSV file, okay? And then same thing, you pick the delimiter, they separate the value in the CSV file. You're going to skip the first column, fine, yeah, and then you're going to pick the column. So which is the column for resource record name, which is the column for value 1, value 2, or match it accordingly from the CSV file. You will be able to see, you just have to click on the down arrow key. When you can try that, when you do it in the lab, you will see that. Whatever thing you see here, see, it appears as a selection in the drop-down list. So the first, right? Yeah. Whatever thing you see for the column, sorry, not the row, column. So is in the drop-down list. So you will see partial resource record, you will see zone, you will see type, you will see value 1, you will see value 2. So you will be able to just put it in accordingly. Select the column to match the field name. Okay. After that, you can choose to replace existing record. If the record name are the same, they will replace it with a new value, right? Yeah. And of course, if not, they will add the resource record. Then you can perform the check. So they will tell you, is there any error? So when you see everything's are green, then you can start importing by clicking OK. Now take note, the check will not import. The check is just to check the CSV file. And highlight to you when there's an error in the CSV file. See that? Right? So that you can rectify it before you import. See? So when everything's are green, which is no error, then you can just click on OK. And OK is where they perform the import. So the new record are added. Okay, right? Fine. If you want to, here is just to highlight. If you want to import resource record to different zone, if you want to import resource record to different zone in a single CSV file. So I have a single CSV file, but the resource record in the CSV file is going to be import to different zone, right? So if this is the case, right, you will need to go to O zone under the DNS server, go to O zone, O resource record of all the zone. You can perform the import. Just that on the CSV file, you must have a zone column, right? And define the zone. Look at that. Some of the zone is US.corp. Some of the zone are DA.corp. So the different resource record will be imported to different zone accordingly to the zone column in your CSV file. Okay, so you can import resource record to multiple zone using a single CSV file. Okay, just that you must have the zone column in the CSV file. And right, with a proper zoning. Okay, good. Now, so this is actually to show you the, this is actually to show you you can import resource record using CSV file instead of defining the zone. You see that? Another way is you give the partial name. You see, this is the partial name, will include the domain name. So if you do not provide the zone name, right? If you don't provide the zone name in the CSV file, the resource record name must have the domain name. This one, this CSV file with the zone column, and this CSV file without the zone column, but with the resource record name that include the domain name, they give you the same result when you import the resource record. So you will be able to import resource record to different zone, right? Using a single CSV file. Oh, okay. You can give a try, right, to work on the lab. So give a try. Pretty easy, right? You just have to export, import, right? So I'll give you 15 minutes, 15 to complete this. You perform the export import for DNS, perform the import export for iPad. Okay, so 15 minutes. So we start again at 10:45, 10:45, right? Yeah.